Sinbad's greatest return, a legacy beyond the seas.
As Sinbad's fleet approached the shores of Basra, a breathtaking view unfolded before them, a testament to the city's transformation under his influence and vision. The first sight that greeted them was Al-Bahriya, the district where Basra's wealthiest merchants and nobles resided. Grand mansions, adorned with intricate carvings and lush gardens, lined the coastline. The sunlight glinted off their domes and spires, giving the appearance of a golden horizon. Towering above all was the Elson Central Bank, a magnificent multi-story building of polished stone and gilded arches. It stood as a symbol of trust and prosperity, its bustling courtyards filled with merchants and citizens managing their wealth and business transactions. Nearby, the docks were alive with activity. The Vigo Enterprises ships, unmistakable with their distinctive sails and immaculate craftsmanship, were moored in perfect rows. Workers offloaded goods, spices, Vigo seeds, silks, and other treasures from far-off lands, onto carts destined for Basra's markets and beyond. The shipbuilding company thrived with relentless energy. Hammer strikes echoed across the harbor as skilled artisans crafted new vessels and maintained existing fleets. The scent of fresh wood and tar filled the air, and teams of engineers could be seen in a dedicated research wing, perfecting designs for more advanced ships. Basra's markets, the busiest in the Albia Caliphate, overflowed with life and color. Merchants called out their wares, fruits, spices, textiles, and precious metals, creating a symphony of sounds that blended with the hum of lively conversations. The streets teemed with people from diverse lands, reflecting Basra's status as the center of international trade. At the heart of the harbor, the Mariners Guild headquarters stood tall, a hive of maritime operations. Members of the guild were seen training young recruits, organizing cargo, and maintaining a log of sailors and voyages. The Trust for Sailors' Families operated from here, providing aid and education to those who had lost loved ones to the sea. The sight was mesmerizing, and Princess Amara, standing at Sinbad's side, marveled at the vibrancy and grandeur. "Your city is unlike any I've ever seen," she said, her voice filled with admiration. Sinbad smiled with pride as their ship docked. The crowd awaiting him erupted into cheers, waving banners adorned with his insignia. His family stood at the forefront, Elora, Idris, and Zaidan, radiating joy at his return. With Amara by his side and Basra flourishing like never before, Sinbad knew that this was not just a homecoming. It was the dawn of a new chapter for them all. After the grand feast welcoming Sinbad and Princess Amara, the household settled into quietude. The flickering lanterns cast a soft golden glow over the garden where Sinbad and Elora sat together on a cushioned bench. The air was filled with the fragrance of jasmine, but between them lingered an unspoken tension. Elora sat with her hands folded on her lap, her gaze fixed on the reflection of the moon in the garden's fountain. Sinbad, seated beside her, watched her carefully, searching for words that would bridge the growing distance between them. "Elora," he began softly, breaking the silence. She turned to him, her expression calm but unreadable. "Yes, my husband?" Sinbad hesitated, choosing his words carefully. "You've always been my strength, the anchor that keeps me steady. I owe you everything I've built, and everything I am. He faltered, unsure how to continue. Elora placed a hand on his, her touch gentle but firm. "Sinbad, I've always known your heart is as vast as the sea. You seek adventure, and you seek to mend the world in your way. But even seas can bring storms." Her voice was steady, but her eyes glistened with unshed tears. "When I learned of Amara, I feared the storm might drown us." Sinbad lowered his head, the weight of guilt pressing on his chest. "I never intended to bring pain to you or our family. Amara, she was persistent, and the circumstances left me conflicted. But my loyalty to you has never wavered, Elora." Elora studied him for a moment, then turned her gaze back to the fountain. "I understand why you made your choice. Amara is strong, and her presence will bring alliances and opportunities to Basra. She is admirable, Sinbad. but I wonder if you understand the weight of what you've brought into our lives." Sinbad reached out, taking both her hands in his. "I do, Elora. I see it in your eyes, and I feel it in my heart. I don't want to lose what we've built together. I want you to know that no matter what happens, you and our children are the center of my life." For a long moment, neither spoke, letting the night wrap them in its quiet embrace. Finally, Elora gave him a small, sad smile. "We've faced many challenges together, Sinbad. This is yet another one. I only hope you remain the man I married, the one who seeks to protect his family and not just the world beyond." Sinbad nodded, his grip on her hands tightening slightly. "You have my word. No storm will change that." They sat in silence again, the distant sound of waves breaking against the shore reminding them of the ever-changing tides, unpredictable yet constant. For now, they would weather this storm together, as they always had. The days following Sinbad and Amara's arrival in Basra saw the once tense household gradually transform into a harmonious union. Amara, ever curious and eager to find her place in this new world, sought Elora's company. At first, their conversations were formal, but they quickly discovered shared interests, matters of trade, governance, and a fascination with the stories of people and their lives. Elora, always gracious, welcomed Amara with open arms. She understood that Sinbad's life was one of great complexity, and she chose to see Amara as an ally rather than a rival. Together, they began to explore Basra, with Elora acting as a guide and confidant. Elora took Amara on a grand tour of Basra, showcasing the city's splendor. They visited the bustling markets, where spices, silks, and jewels from faraway lands were traded. They walked along the docks, where the ships of Vigo Enterprises stood as proud symbols of Sinbad's legacy. Amara marveled at the activities of the shipbuilding company, its workers crafting vessels with unmatched precision and innovation. At the Elson Central Bank, Elora explained its intricate workings. "This is where the heartbeat of our trade empire lies," she said, her voice tinged with pride. "It's more than just a place for wealth. It's a promise of security and trust." Amara listened intently, deeply impressed by the vision and execution of the enterprise. "Your knowledge and dedication to this city are remarkable, Elora. Sinbad's success is as much yours as it is his." Elora smiled warmly. "And now, Amara, you are part of it too." In the evenings, the household would gather for quiet moments. Sinbad, Elora, and Amara would sit together, sharing stories of their adventures. Amara recounted tales of Dhruv Kingdom's battles and challenges, her voice filled with pride and resilience. Elora shared the trials of raising their sons, Idris and Zayden, and the quiet victories of managing their household and trusts. Amara grew fond of Idris and Zayden, treating them as if they were her own. She often told them stories of her homeland, weaving lessons of courage and wisdom into her narratives. The children adored her, eagerly listening to every word. Sinbad found great joy in these moments. Watching his family bond, he felt a deep sense of fulfillment. He had feared that his decisions might bring division, but instead, they had created a unique and supportive family. One evening, as the moonlight bathed the garden, Amara and Elora sat together, sipping tea. Amara turned to Elora, her expression sincere. "I want to thank you, Elora, for welcoming me, for showing me this incredible city, and for allowing me to be part of this family. I know it wasn't easy." Elora reached out, placing a hand on Amara's. "Amara, life with Sinbad is never simple, but I've learned that love and understanding can overcome even the most complex situations. You bring strength and wisdom to this family, and for that, I am grateful." In that moment, the two women forged a bond that would only grow stronger with time. A friendship rooted in respect, shared values, and their mutual love for Sinbad and his family. With his family settled in harmony and his enterprises thriving, Sinbad turned his attention back to his work. The successes of the Elson Central Bank and the flourishing Vigo Enterprises had set a solid foundation, but Sinbad knew there was more to achieve. His vision now expanded toward improving the economic framework in the Dhruv Kingdom, Asek Kingdom, and Basra Kingdom. The Elsin Central Bank had already revolutionized financial security and mobility in Basra and beyond. In Dhruv Kingdom, Sinbad established new branches to empower merchants and citizens alike. He worked closely with Princess Amara, leveraging her understanding of local needs and her influential status. They introduced banking facilities designed to cater to the region's unique economy, enabling small merchants, farmers, and artisans to access loans at fair interest rates. These loans helped them grow their businesses while eliminating their reliance on predatory lenders. Amara played a vital role in gaining the trust of the people, promoting the bank's services at public gatherings and assuring them of its reliability. Sinbad ensured the bank adopted transparent bookkeeping practices and stringent security measures, setting an example for financial institutions in the region. Sinbad's real estate enterprise had already established a stronghold within the Albia Caliphate, where his network of rental properties brought steady income. These properties, ranging from warehouses to residential homes and marketplaces, were leased to merchants, traders, and families. The success of this model inspired Sinbad to expand his operations into the Asek, Basel, and Dhruv kingdoms. With his expertise in managing properties for rental purposes, Sinbad focused on purchasing prime locations in these kingdoms. These properties were managed by carefully recruited and trained local managers, who ensured smooth operations and maintained tenant satisfaction. Sinbad's rental business became a cornerstone of his real estate enterprise. Merchants and families preferred renting from Atlas Holding due to the reputation of fairness, transparent contracts, and high-quality properties. This rental model brought in consistent profits, which Sinbad reinvested into purchasing more properties and improving existing ones. Sinbad and Amara worked together to establish a robust trust in the Dhruv Kingdom. The trust provided education for children of underprivileged families, healthcare services in rural and urban areas, rehabilitation for victims rescued from pirates or other traumatic circumstances. Amara personally oversaw the trust's functioning, using her leadership skills to address societal issues and ensure the funds were used effectively. The profits from the real estate business were shared strategically. 50% of the earnings were allocated to the trust in the Dhruv Kingdom, helping the kingdom's underprivileged. 25% supported the Mariners Guild for its ongoing operations, including training sailors, pension funds, and aiding the families of lost crew members. 15% was distributed among trusts in Asek, Basel, and Basra to continue their charitable work. 10% remained within Sinbad's family, ensuring financial security for generations to come. With these ventures, Sinbad solidified his position not just as a trader, but as a visionary who uplifted entire regions through his enterprises. His efforts brought lasting prosperity to the Dhruv Kingdom, Asek Kingdom, Basel Kingdom, and Albia, while also fulfilling his promise to create a better world for future generations.
Sinbad has built an empire, forged powerful alliances, and reshaped entire kingdoms. But with great power comes even greater challenges. Will his vision continue to unite, or will new rivalries threaten all he has built? Can Elora and Amara's newfound bond withstand the trials ahead? As Sinbad expands his influence, what unseen dangers lurk beyond the horizon? The tides are shifting, and the next chapter will change everything. Don't miss the next episode. Like, share, comment, and subscribe to witness Sinbad's most thrilling adventure yet. Until next time, adventurers, may your sails be strong and your hearts be brave. See you on the next voyage.